I spilled juice on my shirt a little while ago, so if you can see this little pink line, I ask you just to ignore it, okay? Okay. Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today's Tuesday review video is going to be on the IT Cosmetics Confidence in a Foundation. Now, I don't have any money, so I didn't buy it, but I did go to Sephora and get a sample. So this is the little sample bag it came in. On the back, she wrote, you know, the color I am, which is on shade 115, and they give you a sample in a little pot like this. That's one of the things that I love about Sephora is you can just go in and ask for samples of like any foundation or like really any skincare as well, and they'll just give it to you for free. I didn't even buy anything that day. So before I get any further into my thoughts on this foundation, we are going to take a quick look at it on the Sephora website. So this is the IT Cosmetics Confidence in a Foundation. It retails for $42 Canadian. I have mine in the shade 115 Light C, which is for cool undertones, and that is the fourth lightest shade. What it is: an oil-free long-wear foundation with a velvet matte finish, which is infused with hydrating ceramides and gives you full coverage. Available in 48 shades. Coverage, full. Finish, matte. Formulation, liquid. Hotel, Trivago. It says it's good for all skin types. Highlighted ingredients, hyaluronic acid, ceramides. What else you need to know? The full coverage foundation is humidity proof and flawlessly covers the look of blemishes, redness, dark spots, and other imperfections for all-day confidence. Watch the How to Find Your Shade video for tips on choosing your perfect match, or do what I did and go in-store and have them color match you. Usually this is when I would go to the How to Use tab, but honestly the How to Use tab here is just completely littered with ads for their own products to the point where it's almost unreadable for someone who doesn't want to buy every IT Cosmetics product on the planet. But pretty much when I went in store, the girl told me to just take the tiniest little bit because she said it spreads out really far because it's got so much coverage. And she actually told me that something she doesn't like about this foundation is the packaging, because the pump isn't very controllable. It's one of those pumps where she says, you know, you squish it and a full pump comes out right away, like you can't control it. And she thinks that a full pump was too much foundation, which I would have to agree with in my experience with this, because I've used this little pot, like sample size pot now that I've had it for like the past week, and each time I have used a very, very little amount and then used my Real Technique sponge to blend it out so that it will absorb any excess product, and that's what she told me to do, and that's what seems to work best. Something I really want to highlight about this foundation, I know it's probably just like a marketing thing because that's what's popular nowadays, but I have to give IT Cosmetics credit where it's due for having a really great shade range with this foundation. IT Cosmetics historically has shit shade ranges. And it's infuriating because the creator of IT Cosmetics, I want to say her name is Jamie, but she does all these like talks and stuff at like things where she gets to talk about being the head of a company, and she's like, well, IT Cosmetics, you know, we created it because I wanted makeup that was all-inclusive and could cover anything, and blah, 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 inclusive, but they had, like, this terrible shade range. Like, there'd be 6 shades of something, and they're all just varying degrees of light, and then number 6 is dark, and that's it. So it's always kind of left me with a bad taste in my mouth when it comes to IT Cosmetics, to be honest. Like, I find their products are very expensive for the shit shade ranges that they usually have, and I didn't like the CC cream, which I reviewed on my channel, even though that's like a cult favorite. So I want to give them the credit here for having this many shades. The shade range to me looked pretty great in Sephora. Now, is that just a response because now you kind of have to have a good shade range or else you get dragged? Who knows? I'd like to believe their intentions were pure, but I don't know. A little bit really does go a long way with this foundation. It really spreads. It's got a fair amount of coverage, and if you want to build it to fuller coverage, which I don't typically do, you definitely can. I don't love full coverage foundation. I just don't like it on my face, but you can do that. Something I find really interesting about this foundation is they say this foundation has a velvet matte finish. I would have to really disagree with that. The moisturizer that I use on my face is just the Body Shop Vitamin C one. It's not particularly glowy. You know, it's hydrating, but it's not, you know, it wouldn't be showing a glow through the foundation, and I don't find that the foundation dries very matte at all. I would say it's more of like a natural finish, if you will, because it's not matte, but it definitely has some radiance to it, but like a natural radiance. It's a very smoothing, very blurring foundation, and something that I find really interesting is, so I do my eyebrows, and then I do my foundation, and then I do my eye makeup, and whenever I'm putting on my mascara, I raise my eyebrows really super duper high. We all have a stupid mascara face, okay? It's not just me. But whenever I do that, like, I raise my eyebrows so high for so long that, you know, usually it ends up leaving creases in my forehead foundation, and this is the first foundation I've ever tried that it doesn't do that. Like, it doesn't even look like anything's happened, so it really smooths that out. So overall, my experience with this foundation has been that it's very, very nice on my nice skin days. Now today, I started my period. Everyone who has a period knows that your skin freaks out a little bit when you start. So when I woke up today, I had a little bit of like dry skin around my chin where, you know, I'm breaking out, and then I get a little bit oilier typically also when I'm on my period. So I found that my foundation application today, which I stupidly didn't think to shoot a demo of this day, but I found that it did nothing to control my oil. Like, I got pretty oily throughout the day, and it really clung to like drier, flakier skin around my chin. So if I had shot this review yesterday, I would tell you that I really love this foundation. I think it's fantastic. I still don't know that it's worth the price, because I think there are a lot of foundations that I love just as much or almost as much of this foundation at a significantly cheaper price. But now, having experienced it with skin that is a little bit angry and knowing that it clings to dry patches, I don't know that I'm as enamored of it now. I definitely think, and still thought when I liked it, that $42 was too much for this foundation. It sort of reminds me of the L'Oreal Pro Glow foundation, except for less glowy and a little bit less coverage, but I feel like if you're okay with both of those things, just go for the L'Oreal Pro Glow. Like I said, It Cosmetics is typically overpriced for what their product is, and they do have a history of really terrible shade ranges as well. So I'm not, like, maybe it's a little bit of my bias coming through that I'm not super stoked at the idea of buying a product from them. But I like the foundation, but I don't think it's worth $42. If someone bought it for me, I would love it. I would probably wear it every day. Like, and I still almost wish I could buy it just to have it in my collection to wear it whenever I want it, but I won't buy it. I think. I don't think I would buy it. Maybe if it was during the sale. Maybe. But not right now. I just feel like there are too many inexpensive foundations that work similarly. It also kind of reminds me of the e.l.f. Flawless Finish foundation, now that I think about it. Sort of somewhere between the Pro Glow and the e.l.f. one is where you'll find the Cosmetics one, I think. When the price difference is just so massive, I mean, I can't justify it. Anyway, that's it for this week's Tuesday review video. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up, and you subscribe to my channel if you have not subscribed already, and I will see you next time. Bye!